Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Xur, his location, random rolls, and all that whatnot for January 24th, 2020. So from the whereabouts, you do know that this is actually going to be on Titan. All you have to do is spawn in at the rig and make your way all the way over to here, and inside this little building right here, you can find him here, and this is usually where he spawns on Titan. This is a high overview of everything that he does have available, and I gotta say, the weapon is something that a lot of people are gonna absolutely love. Starting up here with the weapon, we have the Monte Carlo, returning Destiny 1 exotic that came in with the Season of Undying. A lot of people were hankering to get this thing to drop. I personally had it drop pretty early, and the reason why this one's so popular is because it's a pretty powerful melee build weapon. So dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee with each kill. On top of that, this weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon, and melee kills grant ammo for this weapon. So basically, kind of like a swashbuckler built into the weapon. So it's all about getting those melee kills, getting lots of extra weapon damage, getting those weapon kills to get more melee damage or melee energy, stuff like that. As well as the fact that it also has high caliber rounds for a 600 RPM auto rifle. Still pretty good in a lot of different ways. So overall, I would like to say that this auto rifle is probably one of the better auto rifles in the game for both PvE and PvP. Definitely a lot of people who have found some fun uses out of it, but it's not going to be one of those top 10 kind of weapons. Moving on to the Hunter exotic, we have the Orpheus Rigs, one of my favorite exotics in the entire game. I actually put it at number 2 in my recent top 10 video for Hunter exotics. Its main perk, called Uncanny Arrows, provides ability energy for each enemy tethered by deadfall anchors. This is also including super energy, and Mobius Quiver has more shots. Most people know how this one works. You throw down your tether super if you're using Way of the Trapper, and if you tether enemies, you get some of your super back. Used to be where you could get your entire super back with a large group of enemies or a group of enemies with a lot of health bars that are yellow. But these days, it's moreover, you get around anywhere from a fourth to half your super. But that is actually still a very powerful thing, and you can definitely still get your full super on things like the bridge in Reckoning. As far as the roles going, having a primary in Intellect is definitely something very useful. It's definitely a great synergy with this exotic. Secondary in Mobility is obviously a hunter trope, but not really something that's that particularly necessary. I would honestly like to see more in Discipline as well as Strength or something like that, to a bit more synergy with the ability regeneration, because this does in fact regenerate the grenade and the melee stuff. But overall, all you really care about is Intellect for this, so a very above average roll for one of the best exotics in the game. And apparently, oh yeah, forgot about this. This one actually does have an ornament, but I have never once found that this ornament really fits any armor sets, outside of the EDZ armor set, that is, which I do not use. And have you guys ever seen this thing in pink? Moving on to the Titan exotic, we have the Actium War Rig. Its main perk, Auto Loading Link, basically steadily reloads a portion of your equipped auto rifle or heavy machine gun's magazine from reserve. So basically, it acts as kind of like an extended magazine, but that may not be enough to just win your heart. As far as the role goes, having a primary in Strength and Resilience is not particularly a good synergy or particularly amazing, but obviously Resilience is nice to have. And Strength is a trope for Titans, so it's not surprising, but overall kind of below average roll for, in my opinion, a below average exotic. An exotic that I forgot actually does have an ornament. Has a little bit less of that like white clean facade that's not very inviting, and then this section here that looks a bit more like chest armor. Moving on to the Warlock exotic, we have the Verity's Brow. Its main perk, called Fourth Magic, where energy weapon kills boost grenade recharge rate for you and your nearby allies. In my opinion, honestly, I haven't used this one too much, and I'm a bit surprised that it's not more popular. Obviously, just getting your grenade back may not be the most important thing in the world, but the fact that you can get your grenade rate up and your nearby allies can be something that's somewhat powerful in things like the raids. And energy weapon kills are really not hard to do, especially with Recluse. As far as the roles going, having a primary in Discipline is a perfect synergy for this weapon, and bigger primary in Mobility is not the best thing in the world, but Mobility I start to rate a little bit more and more as time goes along. But I would say maybe an averaging roll for perhaps a little bit of above average exotic. Outside of that, make sure you're picking up your 5 of Swords for higher scoring Nightfalls, picking up your Invitation of the Night for some powerful gear as well as some lore, and then finally the exotic engrams, guaranteeing you an exotic that you do not have from any of the world drops. And that is pretty much it. That is the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, any concerns, tips, tricks, or you just wanted to say hello. But that's it. Of course, my name is Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one. Nobody said you could actually fire back at me. That's right! What are you gonna do about it now? Mm-hmm. That's right. Hey, you want it next?